What is up, what ifers? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Bo, and today we're gonna be looking at some videos about how DEI could be potentially dangerous if us as US citizens don't pay attention to it. So you're gonna want to stay locked in, because you ain't gonna believe this
video right now that's going to scare you to death. It's going to educate you on what Sharia really means after they come into your country and they take over. This imam lists the goals of what Sharia wants to accomplish. Watch this video over and over and over again until you get it. I'm about to show you something that's going to scare you to death. I want to watch it together, and then I want to talk about it. This is terrifying. This shows you what Sharia is when they take over. Watch carefully. I know you know, but our viewers need to see this.
For all you brainwashed sheep out there that are claiming migrants are welcomed, well, let me show you exactly what you have to look forward to if you keep letting them in. If you keep letting these thousands of migrants come in every single day, let me show you what you have to look forward to.
أي معركة من المعارك فيها غالب ومغلوب. إحنا إذا غلبنا ودخلنا على عدونا الكافر، إذا إحنا غلبنا شيء طبيعي حنفرض أحكام الإسلام على البلد التي دخلناها. أحكام الإسلام بتقول إن كل الناس الموجودين في البلد أصبحوا غنائم وسبايا، نساء، رجال، أطفال، أموال، دور، حقول، مزارع، كل دي بقت ملك الدولة الإسلامية. طيب الناس السبايا دول مصيرهم إيه في الشرع؟ مصيرهم إن هم كغنائم يوزعوا على المجاهدين، وهناك قانون كما في الحديث أن من لم يحضر الغزوة لا نصيب له في الغنيمة. معروف كده، ما يحضرش الجهاد الغزوة مالوش نصيب في الغنيمة. طب أنا دخلت على بلد وتعدادها مثلا نص مليون، نعمل إيه في النص مليون دول؟ قال لك المجاهدين نشوف عددهم كم، 100,000، خلاص يبقى كل واحد ياخد 5، كل واحد ياخد 5. المسألة هتتنوع، تاخد لك 2 رجاله و2 ستات وعيل، او العكس. ما لازم تتقسم. جميل. الناس دول اول ما يحصل هذه المنظومه لابد ان يقابلها شيء يسمى سوق النخاسه. سوق النخاسه اللي سوق بيع العبيد والاماء والجواري والاطفال. تمام؟ كل راس من هذه الروس بقى له ثمن. فأنا دلوقتي عندي 5 روس، مش محتاج حد منهم، ومعذور في قرشين، أعمل فيهم إيه؟ أعلق لهم المشنقة وأتخلص منهم؟ ولا أعمل إيه؟ قال لك لا، تروح تبيعهم في السوق. خلاص، لازم عشان أبيعهم لازم يكون في سوق. فهنبتدي نساوي، تشتري مني دي بكام او ده بكام؟ يقول ب 300، لا خليها 314، لا 350، 300، هات اشتري، يقبض ويمشي. طيب.
Wow. Now, that video was basically looked like an Islamic man or somewhere in the Middle East, and they were discussing what would happen if they invade their enemy's land and what should happen. Now, they didn't say U.S. Let's clear that up. They didn't say U.S. But that is a possibility when we let immigrants that come from those nations in. And this is exactly how we got sleeper cells in this country like we got today. Like, for instance, if you want to look for a takeover, look at the takeover that's happening in Minneapolis with the Somalian people. I'm not saying that they're a danger, but they are going so hard to make that city theirs. Let's just check out a video.
Somalis have officially taken over the city of Minneapolis. I used to call Minneapolis Little Somalia in jest, but it's not a joke. It is the official statement coming from the city's mayor, and I'll show you guys that clip in this video. But now that their takeover is complete and it's too late to stop it, they are no longer hiding their true intentions. At a rally for Ilhan Omar, they publicly admit that they have no interest in the people of Minnesota. Hell, they have no interest in the people of America. Their only allegiance and the only people they care about are the people of Somalia. As always, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys watch to the end because I have an insane bonus clip for you. But don't take my word for how they feel. Let's watch this clip from Ilhan Omar's rally.
xildhibaan ilhaan cumar oo magaca Soomaaliya qalin dahab ah ku qortay qadiyadda ilhaan ma aha qadiyad ilhaan ma aha qadiyad Minnesota ma aha qadiyad reer Mareykan qadiyadda ilhaan waa qadiyad Soomaaliyeed guusha ilhaan waa guusha Soomaaliyeed waxayna noo ximbaarsan tahay macno weyn.
The American left's obsession with multiculturalism and virtue signaling has created a situation where a sitting member of the United States Congress is pledging allegiance to a foreign nation. I wanted to show that clip first because everything else in this video will make so much more sense. They have no appreciation for our country and no intention on assimilating into American life and giving back and contributing to their fellow countrymen because they don't see Americans as their countrymen. They are in Minneapolis city government, Minnesota state government, and United States federal government with the sole intent of passing legislation that takes American taxpayer money and direct it exclusively to the pockets of Somalis. But let's check out this disturbing next clip of the mayor of Minneapolis, who is whiter than mayonnaise, bending the knee to the Somali population and declaring that Minneapolis, a once great American city, is now Somalian territory.
And some people may say, oh, that's harmless. We ain't got nothing to worry about. But how can a people that's foreign to this country come over here and literally take over an entire city and then have rallies proclaiming it to be theirs? That could potentially get bad. And I think that as the American people, we need to start paying a lot more attention. Now, this next video is in regards to the recent 50 states and one Israel meeting where 250 legislative lawmakers from America went to Israel to create a law where people wouldn't be able to protest what's happening in Gaza. I don't understand how Americans protesting on behalf of Gaza would affect the war that's going on in Israel and Gaza. I don't understand that. But I digress. Let's check this video out.
We as Americans, we're cooked. This 50 states, one Israel thing, that right there should let everybody know. Our country is not our country anymore. It's over for us. This move right here, they blatantly put in our face to let us see what they're doing. And I believe the next move is going to be the crucial one, what they call icing on the cake. So everybody out there denying all this shit and thinking, oh, it's just rumors and whatnot, it's right there in every one of our faces. Talking about blacking out systems, talking about boycotting, talking about protests and doing all this shit. You saw it, none of it worked. And the reason for that is because they expected for all of us to do all these things. They knew it. You can't cripple the people that own everything. It's impossible. It's theirs. They have it. And they made sure none of us had a piece of it. So now, all we can do is wait to see exactly what's about to go down. Because truth be told, I don't give a shit what none of you say. Something big is about to hit. And we're not talking about down the line sometime. No. I'm talking about any day now. After this 50 states, one Israel shit, that lets me see their agenda has been met.
The sad part about it that it was a bipartisan group, which means that it was Democrats and Republicans. But let's remember, you have radical rights and you have radical lefts. Who's to say that the radical right would agree with the radical left? We don't know. But this definitely looks like a sellout. Because why are we going over there so Israel can project their power and say, y'all need to make a law so these folks over here in y'all country can stop protesting? How does Americans protesting affect Israel? I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. But let's get back on topic. This next video is to continue talking about the Sharia law. that could possibly affect us if these sleeper cells become awake.
Hardline Muslims trying to enforce Sharia law in London, from abstention to amputation. RT's Laura Emmett's been hearing how they want to instill their tough code on the capital.
So we are here to tell you that Islam and the Sharia is unstoppable in Europe.
Stoning for adultery, cutting off hands for stealing, death for renouncing Islam. This group of men is trying to enforce Sharia law in the UK. They've started a campaign to make certain areas of London and other cities Islamic law-controlled zones, starting with Walthamstow, East London.
Muslims will be commanding good and forbidding evil, presenting Islam as an alternative to the Muslim and the non-Muslim community. Ultimately, we believe that Muslims can live together, trade according to the Sharia, resolve their problems according to the Sharia, and even police themselves to a large extent. Hopefully one day to have Islamic Emirates which will have authority locally, security locally, and even provide welfare locally.
Chowdhury and his friends are fly-posting parts of London with large Muslim populations. They want to ban drinking, gambling and playing music. And they say they've got bands of young men ready to patrol and enforce Sharia law by any means.
Now, that enforcement will not initially be on the level of inviting and forbidding verbally. But if someone has the capability to forbid what in essentially is something evil, like pornography or prostitution, he should do so.
And by that you mean physically?
Of course, I believe that prostitutes that are near the mosque, they should be run out of the area.
These Muslims say British society is broken, riddled with drugs, crime and prostitution. Because of that, they firmly believe members of the communities they're targeting will welcome Sharia law. But the word on the street about the campaign tells a different story.
It comes down to, if you don't like the laws of the place you live, find somewhere where you do appreciate the laws, and all of these things are completely legal in this country.
This is not India or Pakistan, this is England. We've got our own laws. So people haven't got a right to come in here and bring their laws in here.
Well, I think that would cause nothing but trouble.
Councillor Martin Easom agrees, saying this could destroy community cohesion.
We've got squads going around the borough taking down the posters as soon as they're put up, because we do not want these posters around our borough. They do not represent the views of our borough, and they have no place in Waltham Forest.
Citizen equality campaigners say the Sharia supporters shouldn't be considered a religious movement, but a far-right political organisation with a poster campaign designed to divide and conquer communities.
The danger lies in dividing people, dividing communities, creating mistrust, and particularly from non-Muslims towards moderate Muslims. I think this is part of their aim, is to create mistrust. So they can then turn to moderate Muslims and say, look, everyone hates you, we're your friend, turn to us. And it's a very, very dangerous thing, and it's a political tactic to increase their own power.
Undeterred by opposition, Chowdhury and his group plan what they see as the beginning of an Islamic emirate, not just in the UK, but all over Europe. Police have mobilised to take these posters down as fast as they appear, but Chowdhury and his group say they formed bands of vigilante enforcers to make sure Sharia is adhered to, verbally or physically. And in other parts of London, women have already been harassed for not covering their heads. If these Muslims ever get their way, I won't be able to dress like this on the streets of Walthamstow or many other parts of London, Brussels, Rome and Paris. Laura Emmett, RT, Walthamstow, London.
Now that is crazy, because I don't think a law like that would work here in America unless they are so confident that they have enough people here in America that they can enforce that law. But hey, there are some people who say that the Sharia law ain't that bad. And it's crazy because he's a fellow Memphian. Well, let's check out the video.
Y'all keep talking about Sharia law like it's the boogeyman, but here's some facts for you. Memphis, Tennessee is 675 times more likely to become a victim of violent crime than Afghanistan or Dubai. Process what I just said to you. If you go to Afghanistan or Dubai and you put $10 million in the front seat of your car and leave it unlocked, you can come back days later and your car's still there and your $10 million are still there. Who wouldn't want to live in a place where you could walk down the street relatively safe from violent crime and oppression? Who wouldn't want to live in a place where teen pregnancy rates are 0? Who wouldn't want to live in a place where rape is 0? Who wouldn't want to live in a place where violent crime is 0, where divorce rates are nearly 0? Man, Y'all keep talking about Sharia law, but you have no idea what you're talking about. And that's just talking about the violent crime statistics, not to mention auto theft, not to mention drug and alcohol abuse, and so on. Get it together, guys. Know what you're talking about before you start talking about it. Till next time, stay strong as the Sunnah.
Hey, when you put it like that, though, you can't really argue with it, right? The Sharia law may not be as bad as we think it is. But I'm just saying, why do we need people from another country to enforce laws like that? I mean, because think about it. Trump was talking about bringing back public executions. Back in the day, when we used to get whippings, my father especially would say, I got to make an example out of you so your brothers and sisters wouldn't do, right? So that's basically what public executions would be. Not saying that I want to see somebody get executed publicly, right? But it puts that tone into the young folks' head that if I go out here and commit this crime, that could be me being executed publicly. And I don't want that. And hey, that's all I got to say on this video. And with that being said, like I always say, do what you will with that information. And remember, challenge the argument and not the person. I'll catch y'all in the next one.